everybody. Welcome.
Hey,
Welcome.
back,
I'm Petty Officer Britt.
and I am Petty Officer Brandon.
There you are. That way. So today we have a very, very special guest with us. She is not only a pilot, a therapist, but she's also a fitness influencer and an author and a model too. Uh, Captain Jefferies joins us from the Army National Guard, and we have a great interview that Petty Officer Brandenburg has brought to us or is going to bring to us, and I'm just so excited to have her on. So, without further ado, let's bring on Captain Jefferies.
Hey,
Welcome.
y'all.
Welcome.
Thank
Welcome
you. I am excited to be here.
our fitness channel, all about fitness all the time.
That's right.
Girl. We are so excited. I've been waiting for this interview ever since I heard about you from Bougie herself. I've been super stoked to be able to do this. So thank you.
Thank you for having me.
And as you can see, we're still working. We're still in uniform, still making it happen. So
I literally, I'm still sweaty. I literally just got out. I'm still in uniform. Let me just take my top off. When I tell you I just got out in the house, it's literally just got in the house.
that's awesome. And I like that though. Because we still have a job to do and we still have something to do. And
Mhm.
I mean, recruiting for us never stops, and,
That's
and so
right.
it's like
Yeah.
to be able to kind of do this at the same time has
Mhm.
been amazing. So, but thank you so
Yeah,
much for joining us.
I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Well, let's go ahead and get right into it. If you want, go ahead and introduce yourself. Everyone, tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do.
All right. Well, I am Captain Lindsey Jefferies. I'm in the North Carolina National Guard, and I have been in the National Guard for almost 15 years.
Wow.
And in my job in the National Guard, is a pilot and a commander. And so I operate more in a leadership role, and I'm able to be a pilot at the same time. I I've only been National Guard for the entire time. So people can switch from active duty or go reserve and switch back the entire time. I started off as enlisted, and with me being enlisted, I was a 15 Papa, and that means
Hmm.
I spoke to the pilot on the radio, and I did all of their flight
Okay.
following, their flight tracking. So that's what I did as enlisted. Went to college, commissioned, went to flight school, and became a pilot in the National Guard. And then as I progressed through my platoon leadership, the command, and that's where I am now. As
Wow.
you intro, I got all these other little hats that I wear, but that's pretty much what I do in the military.
Okay, awesome. And you mentioned you're a helicopter pilot.
Hmm.
Tell us a little bit more about what you fly.
Yes, so I fly the Black Hawk and I fly the Lakota. And they're both different airframes. Now they're both lift, but I don't do attack. It's not an Apache. It doesn't have guns manipulated by the pilots on those. So that's what I do. Oh, you got me.
There it is.
I love my cockpit selfie. Like, especially like that one was after a great flight. I've been progressing and learning how to fly more efficiently in this newer helicopter. And when I get done, I just feel good. I take me a nice little picture. I try to angle it right so like you can just see me and my face, my helmet, without seeing everything else. But I take my little picture of my joy and I look back at it because one thing for me, because I am commissioned versus being a warrant officer. And it may be different for the Navy. I believe it is. So us as commissioned pilots, our responsibility is to lead and we also fly. So the company and the command that we have is leading aviators. So we're an aviator as well. But we also have the opportunity to be a warrant officer. And if you're a warrant officer, you will lead in in different capacities. And but your main job is to fly and be the subject matter expert on whatever field dealing with that aircraft. It could be safety, it could be tactical, it could be maintenance, it'll be something dealing with the helicopter. And you can do warrant and be the subject matter expert, or do commission and be the leader as of that unit, as well as the pilot. And so because I am on the
Oh,
commission side, I cherish those moments. So I take all those pictures because I know there'll be one day I'm going to get too high up and there won't be any room for me to
Right.
fly anymore. So that's why I
Wow.
like am so giddy when I see it and then when I experience my flying, because it's not going to always be there for me how it is with the warrant officers.
okay. I
Awesome.
always wonder the difference. Thank you for
Mhm.
clarifying. That's interesting.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, and you know, I was super excited again when we heard you were going to come on, because having another branch's perspective, it's
Mhm.
huge. You know, we've talked to some pretty amazing people so far in the Navy, and one civilian that works for the
Yeah.
Navy. But you know, I think it's important for anyone who's watching the channel, because it's not just Navy who are
Mhm.
going to watch this channel, and we
That's
encourage. You
right.
know, we want everyone from every branch to come on here, so it's cool to tell your story from a different
Yeah.
perspective. So, um, cool. So I'm gonna get right into it. Because again, we're a
Mhm.
fitness channel. That's what we're here for, right?
That's what we're here for.
So
Fitness
tell us, that's right. Tell us a little bit about your fitness journey and kind of where you're at right now.
Okay, so my fitness journey started when I was 17. I think, yeah, before the age of 17, there was no like idea in my head to like work out. I was already kind of slim. Well, I was slim anyway because of my genetics. Um, but I knew I wanted to join the army. So I joined the army at 17. That's when I was like, oh, there's a test. We got to figure out how to do push-ups. I remember the first time they were like, you got to do, I think it was like 18 or something as the very minimum for my age group when I came in. I was like, oh, I got this. Oh, I got down there was like, "Ugh." And I was like, this is harder than it looks. I thought because I was like skinny that meant I didn't have that much weight to push up. I didn't realize I needed to have the muscles. So literally, that was my first experience. I got up. I remember I was like, oh, I got to work on this, like immediately. It didn't have anything to do with my physique and my build and my make and my body fat. It was literally, I didn't train that. I didn't work those muscles. I never
Yeah.
did push up before. There was no, I thought it was going to come natural. So it started with that, and the standards for the fitness test in the Army and the history from the time that I came in was 2 minutes of push-ups, 2 minutes of sit-ups, and a 2 mile run. And that is how my motivation for fitness began, to make sure I can meet those standards. And I remember one of the sergeants gave me like a P90X or a T25. They gave me some kind of workout video. It wasn't T, it must have been like P90X. But they gave me something and was like, here's a DVD, do these workouts. And so that was the first time I got exposed to doing workouts with a DVD, was from one of my sergeants that gave it to me to help keep me proficient. And from that moment on, workout videos and maxing the physical fitness test has been part of my journey. Um,
Awesome.
and I haven't really made it like specific weight loss goals or something like that. It's always been, this is part of my life journey. So I'm going to get my little 30-minute workout in today. It could be dancing, it could be Zumba, it could be a workout from a video, just something. It's just part of my routine. And
Awesome.
where I am today, I'm still doing the videos, but I'm also preparing for the new Army fitness test. And that is
Yes.
different from the 2 minutes, 2 mile run and the 2 minutes of push-ups.
So what are y'all
So
doing
let's
now?
talk a little. Oh yeah, go for it.
Yeah,
Yeah, go
well,
ahead and tell us a little bit about that
how
fitness
I
test.
get it. I get all. So what are you doing now?
Tell me
So
now.
now,
Yes, and so now there are. I haven't taken the new PT test for a record, and we've kind of been exposed to it by example, because it doesn't go into effect. It would have been this October, but because of COVID, all the gyms have been shut down, and this new PTS requires a lot of equipment. And so it's difficult for the Army to make us have a start date if we can't use the equipment to prepare for it. So they pushed that out, I think another 2 years, so that, or another year, but they push it out for a future date for when it starts. But it essentially is a lot more of like a CrossFit. So we're going to do an overhead throw with a medicine ball. You lean down, you do a couple of swings, and then you throw it over your head, and you have to get it the furthest distance or within the framework. There is a drag. You have something. Oh, you have the sled in your hand, and you have the 45-pound weight on a sled, and you're pulling it, you're dragging it, you're running the other way, you're dragging it, and then you carry some kettlebells for long distance, and you come back. So it reminds me of like a circuit training, or kind of like an obstacle course, or different stations.
It reminds me of something that you would actually do out in the field. Something
Mm-hmm.
like Bieberg is always talking about functional fitness, the type of fitness that you use every single day. And that's what I could see, you having to drag somebody or,
Exactly. Yes, that's exactly what the motivation for that new PT test was: functional fitness. And then we have to do a knee tuck, where you grab onto the bar and you bring your knees up to your elbows.
I have
And your
tried those.
elbows
Yeah.
don't have to be bent 90 degree. They can just have a slight bend in it. And so, dealing with it, depending on the technique, instead of you like really bringing your knees up, you can like you crunch your abs so that it's more of a crunch. So it's that right there is really specific to technique, because you think about having to pull your weight up, because a lot of people are grabbing it and they're pulling their whole body up to their knees versus pulling their knees up to their arms and crunching. So that one is literally technique. And so the very first time I tried that, I was like, I thought I could do the push-ups. That's how it was for me. I was like, oh, girl, I got this. I said, oh,
I've actually tried that.
yes.
When I was on my ship, we wanted to give it a try, and it was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be.
Really? I don't think I've
Oh,
ever
yeah.
tried that, but I will now. It's just
It's a knee tuck. So you just grab onto the bar, and it'll be I think no more than a fifth distance between the two, and then you want to have some kind of slight bend in your elbow, and let your knees touch each of your elbows. However that looks for you, whether it's you crunching and now your whole body is being pulled up so you can pull up, or if your arms are long and you just slinging your knees up to hit it. So one way or the other, it can't be like a swing, but you have to stop your body. So it's like when I tell you technique, it's technique. So that first time I couldn't do one, but whenever I tried it again after more workouts, the most I've been able to do is 8. So I can do 8 now.
really.
Yeah, and each one of the exercises is capped off for a max score, correct?
They do. Yes, that is very correct. That is very correct. And it'll depend. We have a minimum based on your job, based on because it's kind of like functional fitness. Like if you are like infantry and you're doing a lot of manual body weight type of a profession, you got to carry things and carry people and do a lot of that. Your minimum is higher than someone that is flying, or maybe higher than someone that is an administrative person. So it's like I can't remember the different categories or the titles of them, but it's dealing with like the criticalness of your job required for those different movements.
That's interesting. That's something that I've never even considered, is having different ranges or different minimums based on your job, based on what you do. Huh. That's cool.
They kind of have a baseline because you're a soldier, but then they kind of go up a little bit based on your job.
Makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
So in using that, now, let's talk a little bit about your influencer, right?
Say that again.
Look at
I see.
Saying hi to Jefferies.
What'd you say?
Awesome. So influencing, right? Those are the viewers right now that may not know what a fitness influencer is. Talk a little bit about that and how you consider yourself an influencer, because I mean that might be different for everybody. You may not consider yourself a fitness influencer, but tell us a little bit about that.
Yes. So, like I said, my journey began way back when, almost 15 years ago, and I began recording myself and posting videos for kind of motivation. Maybe 10 years ago, however long Facebook is, I guess whenever I joined, that's when I started posting videos of my workouts. And I consider myself an influencer because of the feedback that I get from others. I'm posting because I desire to post, or at least that was my initial reason. I'm like, oh, look what I just did. I post this and maybe it'll help somebody. It's kind of like a maybe it'll help somebody, or I look what I just did. But the more feedback that I got from people, of how my video has helped them. Or they say, I'm doing this workout today, or thanks for posting, this is my morning workout. And I'm like, oh, I'm now motivating you to do a workout, but not just a workout, the workout that I just did. And so it makes me want to be very much more intentional when I'm doing these moves and like putting on the video what to contract, like squeeze on the way up, like giving them little tips. It's making me want to be more verbalized and more vocal on the video, because now people are following the video and doing the video. So I believe that I'm a fitness influencer because it's not necessarily a physique model or someone that's a competitor or a heavyweight lifter. Consider myself an everyday person, no matter who wants to put me in whatever category or whatever pedestal, I am a regular everyday person. And the requirements for me that I try to adhere to are the military. Outside of that, it's just, am I cute today in this? I'm like, all right, let me shave a little bit off here, or I want my legs to be a little bit more toned because I like the way they look here. So it's literally me and my own standards, outside of the military standards. And so with that outlook on it and the feedback that I'm getting, it shows me that I'm inherently motivating and influencing people to be active, and it's a positive thing.
So I have a little snippet of what your videos look like.
Yes.
Let's see it.
I won't play the whole thing. Hang on a second.
Okay.
Let's try. Okay, so you can't fast forward it, but the thing about it is you always end in a dance.
Yeah, I do. Like people who know me personally know that I am silly and I love dancing. Like dancing is my release. That's my pastime. That's my vice. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do anything to let my hair down. But when I'm dancing, oh, I'm fun. I like salsa dancing. I speak Spanish. Like I will go and I am like wanting to learn any new dances. And I love my Christian rap music. So to dance is something that is motivating and empowering and just spiritual. On top of it, I'm just like, it puts me all in a really good mood with the endorphins and the music. And so when I'm between my sets and I got to let my arms, I got to shake it out, then I start feeling the song and I start dancing in it. Then I'm like, oh, I got to go back to dancing. So I may like feel it in the middle of a set and drop the weight and dance a little bit and then pick it back up and start again. And I think that's what people comment that makes it fun. It makes it fun.
It does.
That's awesome. So you talk about how fitness makes you feel good, right? And ultimately, like that's all we want. We want people to just feel good, be healthy, right? So another side hat that you have is you're a therapist.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about what you do as far as a therapist and how these two worlds, fitness and therapy, kind of collide for you.
Yes. Oh, I love that picture. So, so me being a therapist, I got my master's degree from UNCG in Greensboro, and what I let me make sure. Beams. But I got my master's there, and then I became a licensed clinical mental health counselor associate. So that's what I am right now, getting my supervision, working on my hours, and I focus on family and couples. I love having two people in the room because when I'm counseling, doing one-on-one, that's very helpful, and you can get a lot of progress. But depending on the type of diagnosis, a lot of it deals with other people, their family, their spouse, their kids. It deals with someone else. And bringing two people in the room can allow me to attack it from all different angles and really assist the partner, the pair, the couple, the family, or the different multifamily levels. And mental health is extremely important. There's no way that I will be able to help anyone if my own mental health is not intact, if I don't have my own outlets, if I don't have my own support system. And if you, which I hope, everyone is moving towards like reducing the stigma, stomping out the stigma around therapy and mental health, because every person needs a therapist and every person needs a support system. The difference is if you have a support system that you're paying for, Or if you have a support system that you're not paying for, then you don't need one that you have to pay for. And so if you have those people that are going to hold you accountable, that's going to encourage you, that's going to uh, call you out when you know you're wrong, all of those things are going to be what the therapist is going to do for you. And it's unfortunate that everyone doesn't just have that natural, positive, and encouraging support system. So that's why these resources are here. That's why I'm here to help individuals and help couples with their couple health, with their mental health collectively and individually. It's extremely as important as your physical health. So it's like, you want to be spiritually good. You're gonna be connected with your God or your Bible or your church. You want to be financially good. You want to see a financial advisor. You want to be physically good. And that's when you want to get your fitness going, and you want to be mentally good. You want to get your therapist. It's like you need to go ahead and seek the subject matter expert in all those avenues, and do not overlook your mental health.
So I have a question, and Bieber, I hope I'm not stealing your thunder with this, but
go for it.
Captain and Jefferies, as a therapist, how important does your physical fitness play into your mental health, or do they connect? I mean, I know they connect, but how important is it for us as service members to continue our physical fitness to maintain our mental health?
Oh, it's extremely important. It's paramount that your physical fitness and your mental health are working together, especially as a soldier, because if you're not resilient mentally, it's going to be extremely difficult for it to transition to or translate to physical fitness and physical resilience. You have to sometimes be encouraged. If you are stronger physically and you're stronger on your physical fitness, use that same encouragement. Like, hey, I wasn't able to do 3 push-ups before, but now I can do 3 push-ups, and now I can do 4, and now I can do 5. Being able to lean back on some type of analogy that you've been able to accomplish and relate that to a mental health struggle, and be able to use that as concrete evidence. Hey, I'm going to get through this, because you know what? If I take it just like all the other goals that I've set for me physically, I've been able to accomplish those, and hopefully that can motivate me to accomplish the ones that I want mentally. If I'm dealing with anxiety, depression, stress, fatigue, interrelational relationship issues with your family or with your partner, just kind of leaning on that physical and those physical milestones. And a lot of times people they want to disregard the mental, and they're just as long as I'm good physically, I'm moving forward, I'm progressing. But
Right.
I would encourage those individuals to use that same analogy and put that focus on their mental health as well. Then they can have a holistic perspective on their health and their well-being.
That's awesome.
Wow.
So true. I mean, it's not something that you think about very often, and we try to always leave everyone every day, that we have our workouts. We try to leave everyone with like a positive, word or phrase or something like that,
Yeah.
and you don't realize how important that is to have. I mean, there's days like I tell the audience in the mornings, I don't want to be up that early. I don't want to be
Yeah.
up at 5 to do those workouts.
Yeah, I'm with
But
you.
it's motivating because everyone else is there with us.
Yeah, that's right. Especially when you have that team, that camaraderie that's doing it with you. That's how I feel when I post my videos. When people comment or they message me personally, and they're like, "You don't know how much your videos have helped me," or "Whenever I get healed from this injury, I save all your videos so I can go back and do those." When I hear that, they're doing it with me. I feel like that's my comrade. Those are my comrades. That's my team of support that's doing it with me, and almost the same as whenever y'all are doing the fitness together.
Yes, we
That's
have a
awesome.
comment here.
One thing
Just
I didn't think about. Sorry, I'm talking over everybody.
no, keep going, keep going. I'm just throwing up
I
comments.
comment. Keep dancing.
So one thing I didn't even really think about was those that you lead. Because you mentioned how you play that leadership role, right? So, do you have anyone that work for you or work with you that follow you in your fitness journey and do things with you and that
I
have
do.
benefited from it?
I do actually, and it's kind of cool because I'm not sure. One thing that I know for certain, there are way more people in my military and in my company and in the North Carolina National Guard that follow me that I know of. There are more that follow me than I know. and they won't tell me unless I've engaged them. And then they'll mention something because I could greet someone and say, "Hey, how are you doing?" They're like, "Hey, man, it's going good." And I see them the next day, or I see someone else, "Hey, how's it going?" And then I come over and be like, "Hey, how you been? What you up to today?" "Well, doing this and this and that." "Oh, I saw your video," and I'm thinking, I've been speaking to you all week, and you've been following me this whole time. You act like you're not even motivated by me, but they're not. So a lot of times there are people. It's probably the rank thing too. They don't know how to like, hey, I see your workout video. They may not know how to
Yeah.
address it. And if I'm
Mhm.
open, if I'm willing to connect with a stranger soldier, they're a soldier, so we're connected, but I've never engaged with them. They're more likely to tell me that I've impacted them, and I get that a lot, especially in a lot of the military fitness groups because they are military, and they're like, "Go, ma'am." It's funny how they like show support, but they're like. They have the professionalism with it. Get it, ma'am. Like,
Oh yeah, for sure.
He's saying like, ma'am, ma'am, go, ma'am.
"Go, ma'am. You got that squat, ma'am." It's like weird. And I'm like, okay. So I don't want them to get too unprofessional. So I'm like, I'll just take the professional, ma'am. Cheer me on. But
That's awesome.
I haven't had anyone to be discouraged or anyone cross the barrier because one thing about social media, just like we all know, you become more familiar with people that you watch and that you follow way more than they are familiar with you. And so
Yeah.
it's a consideration that I have to have. People that are following me every day that never met me, they may feel very much united to me and may be like, "Oh, girl, let me tell you." And I'd be like, you can say ma'am now, like, check yourself. So, but I haven't had that. But I have to keep my bearings and keep my surroundings to not allow that unprofessionalism to occur, especially when we're in uniform and I'm in a leadership position. But because they see me and I influence them personally, that my personality is there for them to know. She probably will check me if I cross the line, and I'm like, I sure will.
But man,
That's awesome.
on the other spectrum of that, it just brings them that much closer. So yes, they may be your soldier, but they've connected with you on that social media platform to where they feel comfortable coming to you and saying, "Man, I've got
Exactly.
this problem, whatever it may be."
Yes, you hit the head on the nail on the head. you hit the
Either
nail
one.
on the head. And that's exactly what has happened. I also know that I influence my soldiers' family members too, like their spouses or their kids or their siblings that are in the military who follow them, who follow me. They're just like, "My sister is in your unit, and you motivate me." And I meet them at Family Day, and I'm just like, "Wow, that's awesome!" And that gives their family member a little more confidence that they're in good hands because they know I'm a person. I'm not
Yeah,
just
for
the
sure.
infamous commander who is not relatable, but I have to work out too, and I have a personality, so I dance. And they're just like, "Oh, okay." It just shows you that I'm personable, but I also know how to get work done as a commander. Mhm.
Awesome.
Wow.
Where do you see that your journey going? I mean, obviously it can continue to go somewhere. And I think you kind of probably know where I'm alluding to with this.
Mhm.
But where do you see your ability to influence others go?
Mhm. So I see it. I feel like the sky is the limit. It's going to continue to grow. The more that I do my workouts, the more that I do my fitness, and that I post it and I encourage others, I know I will reach more, and that is most important to me. If I'm able to reach people and actually be effective with my workouts and getting them to their fitness journey, that's all I care about. And how I will get there is I have my YouTube channel, Level Your Wings Fitness, and that's the location where I just post all the same videos I post on Facebook. I thought that was important because people were asking me like, "Where are the rest of your videos?" Or, "Is there one location where all your videos are?" I'm like, "Yes." Let me just go ahead and make it this Facebook, this YouTube channel called Level Your Wings Fitness and continue with that. My goals are personally, I want to do a fitness competition. Never done one of those before, but I just like signed up for one next summer. So it's like in my brain. I'm really interested to see how my body's going to change because I've never done one.
I want to
And
show this while you're talking about that.
oh
This
yeah, look at that.
transformation. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, that was in 2016, and I was doing doing a program that had the fitness as well as the specific meal portions that I needed to eat. And I was like, I don't know if this is going to work the way you say it. I feel like I'm eating a whole lot of food. I was eating so much, but I'm like, every day I'm dropping some pounds. Like I think
That's awesome.
I don't even remember how many pounds I dropped in that during that 21 days, but it was a lot because I set my metabolism up and I was lifting and I was doing the cardio, I was doing the videos, and I was having the weights. So the combination of the fitness as well as the eating really put my body in shape. That was my first time like really believing that it could affect me. I'm like, that's everybody else, but this is really and it worked. I also see myself having a fitness apparel line, and that will probably be next
Wow.
year. I'm
Wow.
so excited about that because the more I do those
You
videos,
better let us know.
I will. I will. I will. Like it's going to be Level Your Wings Fitness, and it'll have its apparel line, and it's going to be aviation influenced, of course, aviation inspired designs. You might see a runway light up the leg or something like that, or some wings going across. It could
That's
be.
awesome.
I got a lot of prototypes of different designs that I'm working with, but that'll be probably next year when that comes out, and of course, everyone will know about it. And
So
I'm
cool.
excited that every day, every year, every workout is going to go further and further. So that's kind of where I see myself heading.
Okay. And I hear that you're in the process of writing a book.
Yes, I am. I feel like I got so much going on, but
It's awesome. It's
You
motivating.
do.
I am. And that's called Level Your Wings. And that is where the whole idea of leveling your wings comes from. It started with the name of the book. It's called Level Your Wings, A Pilot's Guide to Healthy Relationships. And because I'm a pilot and because I'm a therapist, I take all the analogies that we do in the cockpit and relate them to a relationship. So everything we have to
Wow.
do in the cockpit to stay alive, the two pilots, same thing the two people in the relationship have to do to keep the relationship alive, whether it's communication, responding to emergencies, doing the pre-flight, doing the planning, just doing everything that we must do. I want you all to do that in a relationship. And the
That's
key
so
is
cool.
the key is that in the helicopter, it is paramount that we're on one accord, that we're one team, because all of our lives are on the line. And if we take that same weight of the pressure that we have on us and apply that to the relationship, people may be more intentional with the little things that they do as far as communication. You can't like, thanks, Jamie. You can't be you can't be in the helicopter and decide to do the silent treatment as you might
Yeah,
do in a
for sure.
relationship. We do a silent treatment if I have an attitude and they're like, hey, are we clear to turn left? And I'm like, I don't know. Are we clear? We're going to probably hit that tree and we're going to all die. So because I know for a fact I cannot do that in the helicopter, if I applied it to the relationship, maybe I will be more intentional with my words and actually say, I'm bothered because of this instead of just shutting down or being passive aggressive. So those are the parallels that I draw throughout the entire book. And it just brings that same weight over it.
That's
I love
awesome.
that.
Jeez, I
I
mean,
love
just doing so much. I'm learning something while we're interviewing
Yeah,
you, so it's great.
thank you.
um, so back, we've been kind of jumping all over, and I love it. It's been great.
Yeah.
But how is your increased fitness, your ability to do more, helps you be better at your job?
My job, which job? As a therapist, as a pilot.
Oh, geez, yeah,
Let's
good
show
choice.
it just one more time because she has a lot of hats.
Oh yeah. I'm like,
I
which
would
job?
say each one, because I mean, I feel like you can utilize
Okay.
your fitness journey in each position that you are in. So
Yeah. So just me as a person. I was just talking to my girlfriends the other day. I said, y'all, I realize if I go more than 2 days off without working out, I get cranky and I get moody. And then I don't know what's going on. It's probably hard for y'all to imagine because I'm like, I'm bubbly. But that workout really stabilizes me. Me getting that daily workout in, even if it's a late, like last night, I did a midnight workout. I got home and I was like, I got to get it in. I feel it. It felt so good. And for me as an individual to even be a great asset as a therapist or asset as a pilot or a commander, I have to be grounded. So me doing that workout just really centers me. And the way I show up in my therapy hat, I feel complete. I feel like I can actually help someone else because I'm good. I can help someone else because I've done all that I can do to be mentally, physically, and efficient and spiritually effective. So that now I can give my resources and my skills to someone else to help them progress. And then also as a
Yeah.
leader, that right there will show up. My people will be like, "Ma'am, did you work out? Or ma'am, did you eat? Ma'am, did you? Let's do this afterwards." Why don't you eat? And I'll be like, I haven't eaten. And they'll be like, we can talk about it later, you know. So that it will respond in the same way. If I haven't done my workout, then it may have me a little bit more sluggish or feeling like I missed something because it just motivates me, especially with the music. That's literally like a spiritual praise workout or like workout worship, you know, like it really just gets me going. I feel like I'm good afterwards. I'm like singing and then I start worshiping. And I'm like, oh, I got to get back to the workout. Like it really keeps me well balanced for all of my other professions when I can get a workout in.
That is so cool, man. I'm ready to work out right now. If I wasn't at work, I probably
And
would.
I'm
But
going to get one in too. I'm going to get one when we finish.
so obviously, we're probably speaking to a lot of people that are in the military right now, and
Yeah.
a lot of civilians that possibly, and I say civilian because that's just kind of how we talk, obviously,
It's,
being
you
in
know,
the military. Um,
mhm.
but for somebody that might be interested in joining the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, Marines, whoever, what would you say to them as they're preparing themselves for what we've all encountered, which is different for each of us. Our boot camp's different than yours,
Yeah.
but what would you say to a 17-year-old or 18-year-old or even the 31-year-old that still wants to join, as they're nervous about the physical fitness part of being in the military?
So I would tell them two things. One would be to practice for the test. Practice whatever fitness test that you're going to be judged on. Do that because some people get distracted and they may start doing CrossFit or they start doing runs. They may start doing all these other things and they're not working the muscles that they're going to be evaluated on. So do the push-ups, do the sit-ups, do the run, or do the knee tucks. Do whatever is required. If you got to do pull-ups for the Navy, if you got to do a swim, whatever you have to do, go ahead and do those. So that's going to help your physical fitness as you prepare. And the second thing I would tell them is the mental fitness. You really have to determine why you want to join and the long-term effects of that decision. Because I made that decision when I was 17 in 11th grade to join the National Guard, and I have not regretted that decision. I thought deep and I was like, I'm joining. It's going to be part-time, so I'm going to be able to do whatever else I want to do. I'm tough, so I can join. I knew I was going to be an officer, so I can tell people what to do. So there was just I'm telling you, there were a lot of things that went into it. And they were paying for my college, they paid for my grad school. There were a lot of things that motivated me to join. And those things were not frivolous. Those were core values to me. And I would say anyone that's looking to join any branch of the military, know your core values and know your reason for joining. What is the why? And hopefully it's bigger than just yourself. But if it's not, make sure whatever is connected to yourself is real and it's not fleeting. Make sure it's not like, oh, I like the haircuts. No, the haircuts could change. You could grow your hair out. It needs to not be something that's like a leaf being blown with the wind. You want something that's a root, something that's going to be grounded in your reason of why you want to join. If it's to serve, if it's to lead, if it's to help you when you don't know, then you know that you're putting your life in the hands of the military to get you a foundation so that you can grow into what you want to be. You don't know what that is, but you don't want to waste your time. So your trunk or your root would be time. If time is your value and you want to join now, then that's sufficient enough. But if you just don't know and you're just a little wishy-washy, don't do it because you want to be certain. This is a really intense decision and one that you don't want to regret. So that's what I would say. Mental and physical fitness.
Wow.
Wow, that's awesome.
That's amazing. You know what inspires me, ma'am, is you went from doing 3 push-ups and you couldn't even do 3 push-ups to now look where you are. And
Oh
it's
my
just
goodness.
a testament to who you are as a person. You never let anything keep you down, whether it was the push-ups or
Mhm.
college or going, learning flight school, whatever it has been, it is attributed to your success because you never give up.
That's
And
correct.
that's so inspiring to me.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I just know that like my steps are ordained. I'm destined to be able to affect a lot of people, the personality that I have, the skills that I have, everything that God has given me to be able to infect and affect others. The feedback is reassuring. The feedback that I get from them is motivating. So that's how I know I'm on the right track. I'm like, if I am motivating something bigger than myself, then that means I'm selfless. And that's how I want to be. And if that's my only goal, to love and be selfless, then I'm good. I know that I'm in God's will.
Well, and you know what's great too is, right now is probably one of the toughest times all of us have ever had to go through as far as, our with pandemics and with just everything
Mhm.
going on in this world. So the fact that you are still so upbeat and life has not brought you down and you're still going, I mean, it's a testament of just how important it is to take care of yourself.
Mhm.
Because you could easily fall back into the, well, I got to be at home, and we're all feeling it in different ways, but it's motivating. I'll put it that
Yeah.
way.
Can y'all imagine if we weren't doing this, if we weren't taking care of our physically, just how much harder this situation and this pandemic would be
That's
for
so true. Yes, that is so
Awesome.
true.
So, oh, go
Mhm.
ahead. Did you have anything else? I'm so
Nope,
sorry.
I was just saying that is true. To have that resiliency, that is paramount.
So, I mean, I think we've kind of reached like an end point in the show. I mean, I could be wrong. I could probably sit here and talk to you all day, to be honest. But one thing we always try to wrap up the show with, and we've already kind of touched on this, but is a word of wisdom or some sort of outlook for everyone as we get ready to get out of here. So again, I appreciate you letting us interview you, ma'am. It's been motivating for me and inspiring. So
So would
Thank
you
you.
like to leave us with your positive thought for the day? And I
Yes.
will full screen.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. So my positive thought for today would be to progress, to stay moving forward. Keep that motion. Whatever you're doing, continue to move forward. If you are not sure of how to get to where you want to go, at least know where you want to go. And if you can focus on the end result, then all the little things to get you there along that path will just come. You don't have to know all the details. As long as you're saying, this is where I am at A and this is where I want to go and get to B, move in that direction. Start researching how to get there, but move. Stay progressing.
Thank you.
that is
Thank you so
awesome.
much.
I think the one last thing I wanted to throw in here off of here is where can everyone go to find you on social media? Where do they need to go? And then we'll let you get on with your day.
Oh, yes. So you can find me on Facebook, and it's Lindsey Linda Jefferies. And on Instagram, it's Level Your Wings Fitness. And I post a lot of my fitness workouts. I post some aviation stuff, some personal life stuff. And then I also have Army Lindsey. So Army Lindsey on Instagram, Level Your Wings Fitness on Instagram. And then on Facebook, I have the Lindsey Linda Jefferies.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Hopefully,
Thank you so
we
much,
can
Sam.
get you to come out for a live Facebook workout with us one of these days. We'll
Oh,
get you to
I'm
come
here
out.
for that. I'm here for that. Oh, and then I forgot about the YouTube, the Level Your Wings Fitness YouTube. That's where the videos
Oh,
are. So I'm with you on that live workout. I'm here.
Yes.
uh, all right, all right, and we'll go ahead and make sure that we put everything in the comments after get off of here, so that way everyone can go back and check it out, so they can follow you. But thank you again so much for joining us on the show today. It was awesome getting to interview you. So thank you, ma'am.
Awesome. Thank
Thank you
y'all so
so
much.
much.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.